Hey guys, this is Watchalewknat, and today we got the review on the cm030 auto electric pistol. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, as you saw by the beginning, this is finally my airsoft review on the cm030. I've had the gun for almost a month now. Just between gameplay videos and a bunch of other videos I wanted to upload first. You know, this kind of got pushed to the back burner, but here we go. But you know, just a normal size box you'd expect to get with a pistol. Starting with the manual, you know, this is cyma, so you are going to have a fair amount of English and Chinese mixed together. Chinglish, whatever you want to call it. A good thing is though is that the cm030 is a pretty simple gun, so the manual does not have to be too big to show you everything about the gun. Okay, I just showed you all the manual, showing you everything else that comes with this gun. We have a 100-round speed loader, a bag of BBs. I would suggest using your green gas grenades or something like that. Not in this gun though. We have the gun itself. It did come with a 30-round stick-type magazine, but I lost that in my very first skirmish as I used it in a drop leg, and magazine release button got hit fairly easy. And then jamming rod, some delicious silica gel, and a little Allen wrench. I have yet to find out what it's for. Okay guys, moving to the actual gun itself, pretty much just going over, you know, the real still version of this. You know, the Glock 18C pretty much stands for Glock 18 compensation. Pretty much, you know, the Glock variant, the full size. C stands for compensation, which pretty much just means this piece on top. Nothing too special since this is the airsoft version. And also, just like the real one, this one is semi and fully automatic in function. So that's pretty cool. This gun being an AEP, I would expect it being fully automatic. And also, of course, airsoft is 6mm, the real one's 9mm. So, yeah, moving on to the externals of the gun, completely plastic except for your main moving parts. That's including your safety, which is this button right here. Your magazine release, which is, of course, your standard Glock magazine release on the left side of the gun. And then you have your fire selector switch here on the top left side of the slide. That's pretty much it, considering metal parts when you were talking about the outside of the gun. Everything else is plastic, including your slide, your lower receiver, every part of the hand grip, including the trigger, and then all the non-moving parts like your rear and front sight, which are painted white, which is really nice. Anything within 50 feet, you should be able to hit right where you're aiming at. So, you know, it's really nice considering this would be your backup gun or your CQB gun. Okay, moving on from what's metal and what's plastic, the overall feel and my rating for the externals, I would probably give it, you know, putting price in consideration and putting company in consideration, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Holding Glocks before, you can tell this does not feel like a Glock, but overall texture of having an airsoft pistol, it feels really good for what I paid $55 for, plus how much ever shipping. We have these little these grates into where your fingers would be, and then also the textured panels on the side, which all is just really one piece of the gun. But it's made fairly well. It's not really grippy, but you feel the texture there, and it gives, you know, an overall better feel for the gun itself. Also, the trigger guard, if I didn't mention it, it is plastic. So, you know, if you're one of the people like to have if you're right-handed, to have your left index finger right there, it is, you know, the texture's there too. So overall, a nice feel to gun when you're holding it, you know, fully extended, ready to shoot. It's pretty comfortable, and you'll have no problem shooting it. Moving to the lower piece right here, we have one piece to attach your lasers or your lights, your simple attachments, nothing too big. Maybe a foregrip if you want to go all out like that. But yeah, you can do that. Upper slide, I've already mentioned the sights, and this being called the G18C, I did mention this is the compensate part right here. The only real function of that is nothing, but you can feel the inside piece of the outer barrel right here. It is metal, and it looks ported in a way, but it really doesn't affect the gun. And then you have right here, which is your inner barrel, if you can see the brass. So that's pretty cool that you can see that. As I said, there is no function though. But on this side of the gun, the one metal part is the safety. Up is safety off. As you can see, you can shoot. Safety down, it's easier to do with your nail, but you can do it just flat fingered. And that's safety on. As you see, you can still kind of push it in. And I feel you can almost break the trigger if you were to push that hard enough, so just something to be careful of. Turning the gun around, we have the fire selector switch. Up means semi-automatic. and then down means fully auto. I don't know if I'll be able to get an actual rate of fire test off with this gun, but I was roughly getting about, I would say, 600 rounds a minute with this gun, which is 10 rounds a second, which is kind of low, but considering it's an AEP, it's okay. Moving on to the battery itself, as since I wasn't able to mention it and what's included with the gun, it is right here. It sits right under the right side of the barrel, and unlike your standard AEP batteries where they push inwards into the connection, this one slides up and down into the connection. So it makes it fairly hard to get the battery out. You actually got to get a flat object like a flathead screwdriver and get it under here pretty good just to pull it out. You got to really have some nails to pull this thing out. So that's the only bad thing. And that since these are AEP batteries, if you're in the field and your battery dies on you, go to switch your battery, it's going to take you at least 30 seconds or at least 20 seconds in a tool. So be prepared for that. But luckily the batteries for these, even though they are only 450 milliamps, are only like 15 to 20 bucks depending on where you buy them from. So they are a little bit cheaper than your standard AEG. Since this is an AEP and this is a CYMA gun, you should have a some type of hop-up adjustment. As we see here, this is our hop-up wheel. It's pretty much like where you would have your gas blowback hop-up adjustments here. And as you see, we have our hop-up arm here, and that's actually what goes up and down to move the nub. I have mine adjusted right now, but as you see, you turn it towards the towards where the BB would be going. That would turn hop-up on, and you turn it backwards, that would turn hop-up off. Putting the upper slide is fairly easy. You just put it right over the front of the barrel, and it slides down. And taking it off is one thumb operation. You just push the back and it comes right up. So at least that part is really easy for the disassembly to get to the battery, or if anything was to happen that you need to get under there to get to. Moving on, as I said, this did come with a 30 round magazine, but I was using it in a drop leg holster when I was using it on the field, and unfortunately I had the magazine in there. Magazine release hit it fairly easy when it was in there, and I guess the magazine dropped somewhere on the field. So I was stuck with the extra magazine I had. Luckily I did. This is a 100 round extended magazine, and as you see, these magazines go in here like the Crosman Air Mag C11s. It's just kind of like a stick mag style, but then as with the extended mag, you have the rest of the magazine, and this mag is easily holding about 85 BBs, and after it breaks in, it should hold the full 100. So 85 BBs on backup is a fairly good amount. That's like having 3 to 4 gas magazines, depending on which mags you like to use. So that's really nice to see. Moving on from there, there's nothing really else to mention about the gun. I'm going to go ahead and give us a really quick chrono and accuracy test, and then I'm going to wrap the video up. Okay guys, so here we go. We got the CYMA, the cm030, 0.2 BBs. I'm pretty sure the hop-up's adjusted to what I use it at. I'm expecting under 200 FPS. That's expected though. This is an AEP, fairly short gun, probably like an M50 as a spring. But here we go. I'm gonna try to get decent readings here. 196. Sorry in advance if you can't see it. 195. 193. 194, but here we go, 50 feet. Okay, as you see every time, let's move back on out. So here we go. Okay, so as you see, the first 3 I was aiming too high. The next 5 after that, hit them all every time. So wow, I don't know if you saw there, a couple of them actually hit in a row. Okay guys, so in conclusion here, I'm going to give the cm030 my approval. Really good gun overall, putting price, accuracy, rate of fire, FPS, external and internal quality. I'm going to give this gun a 9 out of 10. For $55, yeah, it is a full plastic gun. Yeah, extra mags are plastic, but they do hold 100 rounds. And yeah, you only get 200 FPS. But hitting the target every time, or at least 90 to 80% of the time at 1575 feet, and then still effectively at 100 feet. It makes this a really good gun for either your CQB type play or a backup for a sniper, because, you know, a lot of beginners out there like to buy those snipers, and, you know, they want to have something simple that they can pull out and have ready to shoot. So a lot of beginners want to steer away from the gas guns. I'd say this is a perfect backup for you. Just make sure when you're using your drop leg or your holster, keep your mags in your vest, because I lost the mag that came with this gun very first day. It made me not too mad, but I was a little ticked off, you know. So yeah, y'all just keep that in mind. I would suggest buying a 100-round mag right off the back, as since a 30-round mag will tend to go really fast in a gun that has a fully auto capability. So keep that in mind. The only cons I would really have to mention about the gun is, one, the gun internally comes very dirty. The barrel I had to clean out about 15 times before I was able to get a clean mag without BBs clogging. Just to, you know, keep a perspective of how easy this gun clogs, it comes with a declogging screw at the bottom that the Allen key that the gun comes with, you put it in there and supposedly it declogs, or, you know, takes out the BBs that get clogged in the gun. I've never tried it yet, but yeah, I just cleaned the gun out really good. That's what you're supposed to do with airsoft. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If y'all have any questions or any concerns about how I made this review, y'all go ahead and put a comment down there. But besides that, make sure y'all give me a thumbs up, request this video to your friends if you haven't subscribed. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my airsoft review, accuracy test, and FPS test on the cyma 030. This is What You're Looking At, and I'm out.